Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price, talking defensive backs. Derek Ansley, Jeremy Pruitt, they've got some returners on that back end of the defense. Bryce Thompson is back, should be much better than he was a year ago because he'll actually start the year on the field. Alontae Taylor showed real, I think, growth at the end of the year because I think mentally early in the year he kind of, hung his head a little bit because he had been beaten out and struggled a little bit, but I think kind of got his mojo back, got that confidence back late in the year against Vanderbilt. And then in the bowl game against Indiana where I thought he had his best game, Tennessee's got, again, some quality depth in the back end.
Well, I think Jeremy Pruitt will tell you this. I've heard him say this multiple times. If you're going to play winning defense in college football, if you got two guys on the outside that can play man coverage, you can do a whole lot of things in the middle of the football field with your defense.
Yeah.
Tennessee should have the ability to do that with Alontae Taylor and Bryce Thompson. I think Kenneth George Jr. is a quality backup who could push Alontae Taylor or Bryce Thompson to be the starter there if they slip up and don't play well. Sean Schamberger emerged and continued to play well in that star position a year ago. I thought he did some really good things at the line of scrimmage. I think he'll be better in year two. But they're going to miss Nigel Warrior. They're going to miss Nigel Warrior in the secondary at that safety spot. They'll have to find an answer there. Huge opportunity to Trayvon Flowers. I think we feel like Tank McCullough is going to be a guy there at the safety spot. They do have some numbers. I don't think they're going to have Balin Buchanan. Where do they go for that sixth defensive back? Who's going to be the number 6 when they go Rabbits? All those questions are out there. But when you start with corner play, you got a lot to work with.
Well, and where can Keyshawn Lawrence factor? Obviously Sean Schamberger, as you mentioned, is a guy that, had some success a year ago. Is he solely the nickel guy again, or do they kind of experiment with him potentially some at safety? Because, Tennessee does got to find the most consistent players they can get in the very back end, because Nigel did have a very productive senior season. Trayvon Flowers, I think the staff remains hopeful that he, the flash that he shows at times is going to become more consistent, but he's still got to get there.
Well, he's got to play much more physical than he played in the run game. A lot more physical in open field as a tackler. His
Great ball skills
are
though.
Good. He's got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. But there's certainly talent there to work with. Warren Burrell's a guy who started a year ago. What does he do? What do they do with the where's Dale Jackson factor in and some of these other guys out there? They don't have a ton of depth back there necessarily, but they've got some numbers and they've got some things that they can work with back there, which could give them some flexibility. I know Jeremy Pruitt wants to be able to play that Rabbit 6 defensive back package more effectively than he played it a year ago. And I think that's a big priority and a big focus for this team.
All right, that's a look at defensive backs. For Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Bryce.